Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're back down at work again, working on our little Farmall F14 project. We've got quite a lot of bits painted for it now, and the engine is going back together. About almost ready to go back together. One of the problems we have with this tractor is that there's a lot of rust holes in unusual places in it. So you can see we've got these 3 holes here. This is the rocker cover. So this needs to be oil tight. And I just thought that I would share a little trick that a friend of mine showed me years ago for welding up holes in sheet metal. So we're hopefully going to be able to MIG weld these holes up. But they're quite big holes, and if we just start trying to weld, we're probably going to just burn more metal away than we're putting in. So what we're going to do is, I've got here, this is just a piece of 1/2 inch copper water pipe that I've cut a little piece off the end and flattened it out, and I've sort of made it fit in behind this first hole. Now we're going to clamp this in place, and we're going to use this to hold the MIG metal in place. So when you're welding, the metal that you're putting in is actually liquid, and it will just fall through the holes. We're going to use this sort of like scaffolding for it to hold the metal in place while it cools and solidifies. The metal will not stick to copper. You cannot arc weld to copper with ordinary rods. There are some special rods you can get that you actually can weld copper and steel together with. So by putting this in here, we're going to be able to hopefully weld across that hole and fill it up, and then remove the piece of copper from the inside. So I'm going to clamp this in place now, and we'll see how we go with this. Okay, so we've got our copper clamped in here. Got our negative lead on there. Now I'm using a solid cord wire with a gas shield on it, and we're going to we've turned the welder down almost right down because we want a really low amount of heat to get in here. Okay, so we're going to have a go now at welding this, and hopefully this works out. Okay, now that is a pretty horrible looking weld, but I'm pretty sure I've blocked that hole up, and we'll just be able to dress that down now. So I'm going to try and weld up these other ones. I didn't have the welder quite set right to give me a good weld straight up, but I'll see if I can do a better job on these other ones. Okay, so I've welded up the 3 holes, and I've done a pretty ugly job of it because particularly the first one, I didn't have the welder set very well. You can see the inside. That doesn't look too bad. This one might still be a little bit porous, so I'll have to put a little bit more metal on the inside of that one. And then I'm just going to dress these up with a flap disc on the grinder, and it should be good to go. Okay, so we've finished welding up this rocker cover now, and it's not the best looking weld, but it's a little bit hard to get in here to clean up with the grinder. But I think that should be oil tight, and you can't actually see this because it's hidden behind the manifold. But using the copper on the inside is a really good way to fix up holes in all sorts of sheet metal work. Not just rocker covers, but you can use it in panels as well if you've got rust holes in your panels. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little video. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Thanks, bye.